Okay, now let's take care about the camera, and I like to have a little bit of the focusing. So let's go to set. Okay, the target is nice. Let's go to see how we have to set the camera, but let's go to have a little preview. And to do the camera, the depth of field, we have to go inside V-Ray, camera, and we have depth of field. We say to get from the camera the focal distance. We go to have more subdivision. Let's go to have the sides and a little bit of rotation for the lens, and then just a little bit of aperture to have the depth of field and the focusing. Okay, let's cancel and let's see the entire preview. So that's the result. You see that the depth of field is really nice, and it's giving a really realistic look to the image. Now I like to add something there inside this container there, and maybe we can create a really simple nuts. We'll do something that it's not so clear, because you know the mesh is really distant. So let's go to have a simple shape like something like that, and we go to have the lathe, but we'll manage the shape step by step, so that's the minimum. And we have to go there, see the final result. We can manage the shape. This one can be a Bezier corner. And we can move it a little bit like this one. And then on the top, let's use the weld core. And let's refine. So we can have, let's wait for the autosave. Okay, it takes just some minutes. Okay, we can manage again our shape. Let's move this one on the top and this one stay there. Maybe something like that. And this one will be more similar to this one. Okay, so it is really simple. You see, nothing so special, because we don't care about the quality of these objects. And talking about, let's align it there, and obviously the scale needs to be more little. Let's imagine something like that. And this one will have a really simple, let's call it nut. And it will be a really simple material. Let's go for maybe a noise. If you like to have this one near the camera, you have to take care more about the material. So you see, I'm just taking doing something simple. Let's go for a fractal, and let's say maybe 1, and let's have a little bit of contrast, and we'll have a really low reflectivity with some glossiness. And now we move this one just a little bit, and let's remove the depth of field, and then let's do a bigger render. Okay, and let's render just this area. Okay, you see, it's simple, but it is enough for the stuff we are doing. So now we have to make a nice setup. This one is the mesh, and then we need a particle system. So particle system, pf source, particle view. We have some old particles, we can remove it. Let's go for new particle system and particle. Okay, let's move the container. Let's take care about it, and then we have to manage the parameters. So the shape will be obviously our shape, and the box is the M shape, and then that's the grid, and the grid will be more little. Let's say something like that, and the box will be more little too. And in the grid we have to say that the grid size is lower, so you see we are putting more object inside. Let's say that there we have the shape instance, and that's the shape. We can have a variation, let's say 35, and the base will be 85. Okay. If we check this one, you see that the particles are falling down. We can give this one the PEF flow collision. The collision for the particles will be, let's say, a capsule, because the shape is similar. So this one is active, and then we need the collision with the object, so MP collision. You have to take care to use the collision later, the MP word. The MP word is taking care about the general dynamic in the scene. And then we add this one. Let's see if it is... Okay, we have to set in the right position. Just to check a little bit. First of all, let's remove the spin. And let's put a rotation to have a different position. So you see we have everything in different position. Now we have to take care about the collision, and we can go inside the MP word, select the MP word, and we can add more subframe. And this way, for example, using, let's try to have 6, it will be slower, but you see it is more precise. If we go higher, let's go for 8. Okay, you see that we have all the donuts, the nuts inside the container. Let's see with a preview, maybe we have to put more nuts inside it. Okay, so to have more of it, let's go to manage the particle system. So select this one, and we go inside the bird grid, and let's start adding more, and maybe we can have it higher, and let's see what happens. It is obviously it's lower, and you see that something is going out, but we can try to render. and it seems really nice. Okay, go back, maybe we can do something more interesting. Not sure if we'll have enough speed to do it, but let's do. We use the collision also with the table, so then if we select back the particle flow, this one, and we can say to use in the collision by list also the table. Then we can go back to the table and select active. It was moved. That's not a problem. Let's align to this one. Now it should be in the right position. Let's see from this side. That's right, and that's right. Okay, activate this one, and now we can see that some of it are falling down on the ground and the other stays there. So let's see with the final resolution. We render it at 128 and let's save. And for the final resolution we need also to, we can add, for example, a little bit of ambient occlusion to have a better quality. Let's go for 16, and we are just rendering using one pass, the beauty pass, so we are not rendering using different layers, but if you like you can split it and manage the other stuff as you like. We saw how to do it in past tutorials, so you have all the possibility to do it. Let's have a little radius and stay with the default, and there let's go for 2000, and we can stay with the default value. I'm not taking care about so much about the rendering setup. There we can put 16 and 2, and there we can stay to 0.7, and there 0.05, so we'll have less grain. Let's go in the rendering. Let's remove this one, and now it will render everything, but obviously we'll go to check just this part. And it should be really nice. Okay, you see that the quality is really nice. Now we can do a render for maybe just for this part to see if everything is right, and then we can go for a render for the entire let's check. I'd like to check also before the anti-alias settings, and for the final render you can use 2 and 10. Okay, and then I like to render the entire image just to see it with you, and we'll see how it looks with a depth of field. It will take a little bit to be rendered, but sorry, you will see the final result at the beginning of the tutorial. We saw it in the introduction, and there is really it is a really nice result. So let's wait for this preview. Okay, you see that the result is simple, but it's nice, and you have to remember that there we have also the depth of field, so it will work nice. So that's the end. We prepared everything. I can save it, and we saw how to prepare all the steps and how to render and how to take care about some details. So I hope you liked this tutorial, this course, and I hope you will be back to check for more tutorial coming from cgcookie.com for Max Cookie. Bye.